lack this trading skill? Hi, it's Charlie giving you the midweek video, Tuesday, Wednesday. And so this one came out of the trading room earlier on today. We were talking about patience. And patience in trading is imperative. Whether you are an intraday trader trading off 5 minute charts or even 1 minute charts, it's all relative. And at times you've got to have patience. Patience to wait for the right setup to come along, but also patience for when you are in trades. And that's what we were talking about today. So I'm going to go through a couple of examples here of trades where we required patience. I'm going to go to the gold chart because one of our members highlighted gold today, and it was actually a trade that we took a few years ago. And he was pointing out, see if I can remember. Okay, yeah, it was a trade. Some of you members who are watching this remember this trade in gold. Now, at the time, we took along on gold down here after this key reversal bar down here at these lows. It'd been trundling its way down for a long time. There were some other reasons why I wanted to get long, and so we got long the following week. This is a weekly chart here, and then it went sideways for 4 weeks. Now, when you look at a chart after the fact, it's easy to say, oh yeah, that was a good trade. But when you're in the these trades, for some people, you're going to find it really difficult because you've got in and you're watching the price each day or whatever, and it's not going anywhere, or it's coming underwater. So it's sitting underwater for 4 weeks. Then it poked its head up at the beginning of January, and then pulled back again. So really, that's 6 weeks, 7 weeks. So really, it was into week 8 that it started to follow through to the upside, and then from then onwards, then it had this nice run. So just a really good example, and I think it's always important to make sure that when you go back over charts, go back over and properly look at the bars that you're looking at, and when you're looking at if you're back testing, looking at charts, look at how you would feel when you're in these trades. Oh, right, yeah, that would be 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7, 8. No, it's 8 weeks before that really started to get going. Now, so my job during the 8 weeks is to make sure that if I'm trying to build the position, which I did on that one, on that trade, if I get a chance to build the position, but also if others are trading this same pattern, to give them some educational advice on the mindset required to hold on to trades like that. So not always easy in hindsight, but when you're in the thick of it, you can often lack patience. And it's the same with the trade now. I'm going to go to a weekly chart again, but this time of the euro dollar. And this was another one. We shorted the euro. This is 2018. It come up into a whole host of resistance up here, and effectively it went sideways for 8 weeks. And I remember at the time traders were saying, oh Charlie, I think it's going to come up and go higher and break out and stop me out. And well, maybe that is the case, but you should try and hold on to your trade rather than just come out because you think it's going to go. And if it is going to stop you out, so be it. That's your trade. So I think it's one of those things that we just have to remind ourselves. And if I even go down to an hourly chart of the likes of the euro dollar right now, look at this. Look how sideways that hourly chart is. I know it's just broken up a little bit here just this afternoon. I'm recording this Tuesday afternoon, but generally speaking, it's been very sideways. If we put this onto a daily chart, you can see that sideways price action there for the last several days. And actually you get an even better idea if you go to the likes of the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar. So imagine if you've got into trades, whether it be shorts or longs, and you're sitting in these positions. Don't allow yourself to get spooked out of a trade. Have the patience and keep reminding yourself that it's either going to work out for you, or it might go and stop you out. Don't allow your lack of patience to then justify why you're cutting the position, unless you have some sort of time-based stop loss on if you have a particular strategy with a time-based stop loss. That's different. That's fair enough as part of the strategy. Otherwise, Don't allow yourself to get spooked out of a trade through lack of patience. Markets will chop around at times. Look at this period here. Chop, 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 went sideways. But if you'd have bought during this pullback, yes, you've got to sit through all of that and then eventually went higher again. So it's that same sort of thing. It happens a lot in the market. Sometimes you get into a trade, whether it be short or long. Let's say you were long down here as well. And then it's moving, but it's just chopping around. Markets don't always just come down to your level and then start going perfectly higher or perfectly lower. Sometimes they will chop around for a period. So do remind yourself when you're going back over charts that what would it feel like to be sitting through even this? That's still a good, what's that, 2.5 weeks before it started to break higher, then pull back again. Realistically, that one took a long time before it really motored higher. Look, so from getting in down here, what was this? This was 2020. So if you'd have got in this zone, yes, it had gone higher, but let's assume that this wasn't your target. This wasn't, you had a higher target. You've then had to put up with a retracement, gone higher again, retraced all the way back down again, then chopped around for another month or two, then finally broke up, and let's say that your targets were right up here into November. So you've been sat in a trade since June all the way to November. Can you handle that? Now, many of you might say, no, I'm a shorter term trader. That's absolutely fine. I'm just picking examples here. Doesn't matter whether this is a daily chart like I'm showing here, or whether this is a 5-minute chart. The bars are the same. And you're going to get into trades at times where you've got a target up here and it takes some time and patience to get there. So do look at that when you're going through your charts, and don't allow the market to lure you into bad habits, because that's all it's doing when it's trying to lure you to jump out of trades and then move on to something which is moving. I always say stick with it unless you've got a specific time-based stop that you use specifically to a particular strategy. If you're using a normal pattern-based strategy, then my advice is stay with it until you get to your targets or your trailing stopped out, whatever the method for exiting is. Take care for now. Welcome your feedback as always. Give us a thumbs up, and by all means subscribe to the channel, because then you always get notifications when videos like these are released. Take care for now. See you on Saturday for the next video.